Hello, 안녕하세요, and namaste, my friend. I hope you're doing well, because I am. And today, it's gonna be our first German lesson. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy, alright? So, we're just gonna learn a few simple words and phrases, and I'll try to repeat them slowly for you. Alright? You ready? Let's begin. Uh, First of all, we have hallo, 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 which means hello. I'll write it down for you. Hallo. Hallo is just a basic word, just as you would use hello, but it's usually used whenever you're like meeting other people that you don't know, strangers. If you're meeting friends, or at least if I'm meeting my friends, I'd use other words, or directly just use wie geht's or was geht, which means what's up. Was geht, wie geht's, was geht. Was geht is what's up, and wie geht's is how are you, how are you. All right. Next up, we have another classic, which is guten Morgen. Guten Morgen. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Guten. 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 Guten Morgen. Now, obviously, if you're trying to learn a new language, you gotta practice your pronunciation, right? So, if you're learning all these new words, you should ideally repeat them for yourself. Now, it's fine if you don't, but if you don't work on your pronunciation, then you're gonna end up like me. And you're gonna think that you're so good in English because an English class is so easy in Germany, and you're gonna think that I know how to speak this language. But then once you've learned that language for a couple of years and you decide to go to a country that speaks said language, and you're going to start to talk to all these people whose mother tongue is that language, right? So if we're going to go to Germany, or if you're going to go to Switzerland or Austria, now they speak a little different German than what I'm trying to teach here, but you're going to notice that if you learned that language for, say, 2 to 3 years without working on your pronunciation, then you're just gonna feel like a fool, right? That's how I felt when I went to the US after graduating. Because I thought, well, my English is so good. My pronunciation is way better than all these other people in my class. But I wouldn't like seriously practice my pronunciation, right? And even if you did, like, it's never enough because people whose mother tongue it is, their pronunciation is just on a whole different level. And if you're just learning that language, one of the most important pieces of advice I can give you is practicing your pronunciation. All right. Sorry about that. It's just something I really care about because I felt the pain that comes with feeling like being good at a certain language and then having those having that image be completely destroyed. But anyway, moving on. Guten Morgen. Well, by the time I'm done rambling about pronunciation, it's probably Guten Abend, which is good evening, good evening, good evening. Guten Abend, Guten Abend, Guten Abend, Guten Abend. So, you should repeat after me. Guten, Guten. The U in Guten is usually a little longer. Abend, 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 Abend. A nice way to say goodbye in German is Auf Wiedersehen. Auf Wiedersehen. Auf Wiedersehen, which translated means see you soon. See you soon. Auf Wiedersehen. Auf Wiedersehen. Auf Wiedersehen. Auf Wiedersehen. Wiedersehen. Perfect. Now let's move on to thank you. Thank you is, there's a long way to say it, which is Dankeschön. Dankeschön. But you can usually separate it here and just say Danke. 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 But I like saying Dankeschön more because if you're gonna say thank you to someone for doing you a favor or doing something for you, I think it's nicer to use a long form, but it doesn't really matter. I don't think people care that much. And then if you want to say you're welcome, it's bitte or bitteschön, 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 bitte, 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 bitteschön, bitteschön. And then lastly, we'll have some small phrases. As I mentioned, there's wie geht's, which is how are you. Wie geht es, but you can shorten it with a little, what is it? I forgot what they call it, but wie geht's. Wie geht's. Is it an apostrophe, I think? Wie geht's. Wie geht es. How are you? And then, in order to reply to that, it is mir geht es gut, or mir geht's gut. Mir geht es gut. Mir geht's gut. Again, if you would not use the apostrophe, it would be es. Mir geht es gut. And then you would cut the apostrophe and write down es. Geht es. Very nice. And then one last phrase for the video, and then we'll wrap it up, is, of course, one of the most important phrases you can have in a language. I love you, which is ich liebe dich. Ich liebe dich. I love you. Simple as that. Ich liebe dich. Ich liebe dich. Ich liebe dich. And that would conclude this first German lesson. Let's go over all these things that we've learned today. All right. Hello. 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 Guten Morgen. Guten Morgen. Good morning. Guten Abend. Guten Abend. Guten Abend. Good evening. Auf Wiedersehen. Auf Wiedersehen. Which is, see you. Danke schön. Danke schön. Danke. Danke schön. Thank you. Bitte. Bitte schön. Bitte. Bitte schön. Thank you. Wie geht's? Wie geht es? How are you? Mir geht's gut. Mir geht es gut. Mir geht's gut. I'm good, or I'm fine. Ich liebe dich. I love you. Ich liebe dich. Ich liebe dich. I love you. And honestly, if you just know these and you're in a German-speaking country, the people are already going to be surprised, I would say. Or if you know these and you're trying to implement them or to use them, they're gonna have some more respect for you because they know that their language kind of sucks to learn. Well, I guess they don't really know that because they know how to speak it, so they never had the trouble to learn it. Same goes for me. I never really had the well, I did had to go through the trouble to learn it, but I was like 7 or 8 years old, and so it's completely different when you're learning a language at that age. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, let me know in the comments. If you haven't subscribed, I'd appreciate it if you did. I'm definitely going to look more into doing these kinds of language teaching videos. Also, because I'm now going to be studying English, but I just want to kind of combine ASMR or like relaxing kind of formats with educational formats, because I think back in the day when I was at school, in some classes I would get really anxious because some of my teachers would just like make fun of their students, and I don't think that's a positive environment to, you know, get education in. So, but whatever. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day or a pleasant evening. I hope that you know that you are loved and you are appreciated. Take care of yourself, alright? Stay safe. I love you. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.